Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 2 Unit 4.7 Notes, Day 1, Video number 2. Now, we've already gone over the first part of the notes, so if you missed it, I would watch that first, okay? Because we are now on the back. So, on the back, we're talking about the y-intercept. The y-intercept of a parabola is the point where the parabola intersects the y-axis. So we all know where the y-axis is. Here, I'm gonna draw it real quick, but you should know where that's at. And you look to see, hey, where does our graph, the parabola, intersect or cross the y-axis? And that is the point 0, -1. So that's with a graph, we can visually see it. Now, without a graph, you can find the y-intercept by substituting 0 into the function, okay? So we would plug in and find y, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at number 5. Okay, so for number 5, we need to graph the function and identify its y-intercept. So the first thing that we're going to do is I need to take a look at the quadratic term. It's negative, so since it's a -1, I know that it's going to be opening down. Since it's opening down, my vertex is going to be a max. It's going to be the max point. So to find the vertex, once again, we take the opposite of b over 2a. So x equals the opposite of b, so it's a -4. So now when I plug it in, it's going to be positive over 2, and a is -1. So on the top, we have 4. 2 times -1 is -2. So that means my vertex is going to be at the point -2. Once again, this right here, this -2 is our axis of symmetry. So at -2, I'm just going to come down here, draw a vertical line, because this is going to be the line that cuts our parabola in half. Okay? So we know what the x value is. To find the y value, we have to plug in. So we have -x squared minus 4 times x minus 2. And we're plugging in a -2 for everything. There are a lot of negatives here. So when we're plugging this in, we have to be very careful. Okay? So I'm quitting this, clearing all that. So out front we have a negative times -2 squared minus 4 times -2 minus 2. Okay, and I messed something up. So we're going to go 2. I think that's the guy right there. So enter. And we get a positive 2. So my vertex is at -2, 2, so I'm at -2, 2. And then I would just follow my pattern. Instead of going up 1 over 1, I'm going to go down 1 over 1. So down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1 in both directions. And then I'm going to go down 4 over 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And there we go. There is our parabola. Okay, so make sure it's nice and rounded. You can see the points. It's kind of hard for me to do it perfectly with this program. But then once again, if you want to see what it looks like, plug it into your calculator. We have -x squared minus 4x minus 2, okay? And when you graph it, not only do you get to see what it looks like, you can see our vertex right there at negative 2, 2. When you go to your table, you see everything. Okay, so I'm going to go highlight my vertex real quick at negative 2, 2. And the next part, when we're trying to find the y-intercept, that's when x is 0. And so we get 0, negative 2. Okay, so our y-intercept, I'm just going to draw it right here because there it is. There's our y-intercept, and that is the point 0, negative 2. Okay, so the y-intercept, 0, negative 2. There's our vertex, and then there was our y-intercept. Okay, so find the y-intercept of g of x equals 19 minus x squared plus 8 comma 0, or 8 times x, sorry guys. Remember that the y-intercept is when x equals 0, okay? So we have g of 0 equals 19 minus x squared plus 8 times x. So I'm going to plug in 0. 8 times 0 is 0. 0 squared is 0. So I know that g of 0 equals 19. So my vertex, sorry, not my vertex, but my y-intercept on number 6 is 0, 19. All right, what's next? So now what it wants us to do is to graph the following equations, sketch the axis of symmetry with a dashed line, and write its equation. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin. Let's look at our A. It's positive, so we know it's going to be going up. And our vertex is going to be at the bottom, so it's a min. We need to find the vertex, so x equals the opposite of A, or the opposite of B. So negative 6 over 2 times A. So we have negative 6 over 2, and negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. So my axis of symmetry is x equals negative 3. The next thing that we need to do is find the vertex. So I have f of negative 3. Sorry, not f, h, because that's what our function is. So we got h of negative 3. Negative 3 squared plus 6 times negative 3 plus 12. Okay, so I can quit. I've got negative 3 squared plus 6 times negative 3 plus 12. And I get a positive 3. So my vertex is the point negative 3, 3. So this is the guy that we need to graph. Okay? So below now, I'm going to start at the point negative 3, positive 3. There's my vertex, not with my highlighter. Sorry, his word is trying to think. We good? Oh, hold on. Okay, so at negative 3, positive 3, that's where I'm at. If you want to draw your axis of symmetry right away, because you know it's at negative 3, and then I'm going to go down 1 over 1, down 4 to 4 over 2. Okay? So down 1 over 1, down 4 over 2. And we're doing that in both directions to sketch our graph. Okay, and remember, at any time, just to double check what it is, you can input your original equation. So ours was x squared. Oh, sorry. See, it's a good thing I went back up there because I was going down, and Mr. Grice, you're not supposed to be going down on this one. This one was up. Okay, which is nice because it's just an easy fix. So going up 1 over 1, up 4. So 2, 4 over 2. There we go. That looks a lot better. Okay, and see, we would have caught that mistake once we started plugging it in. So x squared plus 6x plus 12. And here we go. It's opening up at negative 3, 3. That's our vertex. All right, next one. Look at your x squared. It's positive, so it's going up. Our vertex is down here, and that is a min. The first thing that I want to do, find out my x value. So the opposite of b, so it's going to be a positive 4 over 2 times a. So we have 4 over 2, and that gives us 2. Remember that this is our axis of symmetry, so I know my axis of symmetry is a positive 2. After that, we're going to plug into our function, plugging in a positive 2. 2 squared is 4, minus 4 times 2, which is 8. Yeah, some of these you can do in your head. So k of 2 equals negative 4. So then our vertex is the point 2, negative 4. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my vertex, or my axis of symmetry at positive 2. I'm at 2, negative 4, which is right here. And then with our pattern, we're going up 1 over 1, up 4 over 2. So there's my up 1 over 1, and then up 4 over 2. And then if you want to double check, we just had, it was x squared minus 4x. Come over here, change my y equals x squared minus 4x, and graph. Okay, and as you can see, it's the exact same. Okay, all right. Number 9, you're on your own. I'm going to check in with you in just a sec to make sure you got all the information correct. Go ahead and pause the video, and good luck. Okay, so your vertex is negative 4, 1. Axis of symmetry is negative 4. Since we're opening down, right, because it's negative. Sorry if you can hear my son in the background. He's sad because he's getting his diaper changed. Our pattern is going to be down 1 over 1, down 4 over 2. Okay, so you guys are in charge now of that. Go ahead and pause the video, and good luck. Okay, and there you go. Now, the last part, it's asking us to identify the y-intercepts. So find the y-intercept of each quadratic function. And remember, when we're doing that, we need to make sure that x equals 0. Okay? So when we plug this in, we're plugging in x equals 0. So come on now. M of 0 equals 3 times 0 squared plus 7 times 0 plus 1. Okay, so I'm plugging in 0 for everything. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 0 is 0. 7 times 0 is 0. So we get m of 0 equals a positive 1. So our y-intercept is 0, 1 for the first one. Okay? So once again, we need to let x equal 0. So we would say a of 0 equals 10 minus 2 times 0 squared. 0 squared is 0. 2 times 0 is 0. So that cancels out. And then we're left with a of 0 equaling 10. So our y-intercept is 0, comma 10. And that's it. Okay. Now your homework is 4.7 practice right back here. If you have any questions, come see Ms. Carranza or myself, but it'll be the exact same as your notes. Okay? Well, guys, thanks for watching. This is Mr. Grice signing off for Algebra 2 Unit 4.7 Notes, Day 1, video number 2. Thanks for watching.